You know what holds the station together?
What is it? Music.
Taiwan's coolest music mix. Right here on ICRT.
FM 100 ICRT in the mix for you, along with Neo's 1 in a Million. This would be our special guest's music right here, called Wonderland. And there's a lot of things special about this song. First of all, it's actually the only English track you can find on her latest full-blown Mandarin album. It's the first time she actually presented an album entirely in Mandarin, especially except for this track, which is actually, I think it's a commercial track, if you will. But what's also special about this song is you co-wrote it, didn't you? Please welcome to the show, Olivia Ong.
Hi. Hi, Joseph.
Welcome back to ICRT.
Thank you.
Thank you for always coming all the way out here, and especially on a Friday night. It's a little
thank
tough.
you for having me.
Yeah.
Well, it's live, so it's exciting.
It is. I love doing live shows. I hate it when they say, "Oh, you got to pre-record your show tomorrow," and everything feels so dead after
You
that.
have to be like you have to improvise.
Yeah, exactly. And when you record something, I guess even like a recording artist like you could share your experience. I mean, when you record something, you want perfection.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you definitely do.
Right.
I think I'm a perfectionist, but sometimes when it comes to creativity, you kind of have to let loose, allow room for mistakes, and then
improvise.
Yeah, especially in the studio, you always have a chance to like go back and redo something. So yeah.
So from a singer's point of view, it's like doing a live concert versus recording an album. I mean, both have its perks and strengths and weaknesses, but
Of course.
pros and cons. But those are two different. Vibes.
I enjoy live shows because it's
Don't
more
you?
challenging and especially when I get to bring my own band.
Exactly. So with that parallel, it's more challenging to do a live show on the air with as a DJ as opposed to those who like to pre-record. So I like to think in terms of that now. Thank you, Olivia. Wow, you just released this new album entirely in Mandarin. This is something that's been on your mind for a little while, hasn't it?
Yes, this album is called 等等 in Chinese. It
That's
means
right.
waiting.
Waiting.
Yeah.
等等。等了多久？
等什么？
对你想做一个这个完全都是中文的这个 album 想多久了？ I mean, you had one where you had a few tracks.
Yes,
in Mandarin, but-
actually since 2 years ago, I actually wanted Romance to be a full Chinese album, but I think my label felt that I should take it a little slow. And so finally, I'm able to challenge myself, and I wanted to do like a full Mandarin album. And not only that, I wanted to show a different side to Olivia, because I've been exploring different ways of singing and music genre that I can play around with.
I think so. I can tell. And also reading up on what you've been doing over the last few years, you're trying to experience different things so you can bring
I'm trying
that
to live
emotions.
life.
Yeah, bring
so
those
that
different
I can
emotions back.
Get creative.
Into music. Yeah, exactly. But anyways, this is out dun dun right now, and we're going to be playing a lot of tracks from this album for sure. But was it really challenging though? I mean, versus doing it in English? Yeah. Okay.
Because I it's a huge challenge because of the pronunciation. 咬字. I have to be perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
Although they say that through singing, it's a lot easier to deliver a foreign language, right?
Well, no, when it comes to like pronunciation, you have to be accurate, so that the listeners won't be distracted by your awful pronunciation.
Okay.
So that when you listen to a song, when you watch a movie, you don't want to think about the details.
Right.
You just want to see the whole picture.
I see.
As it is.
Right.
So I had to give it my all.
I see. So with that in mind, did you have to have a coach beside you to kind of pinpoint those pronunciation?
Well, my coaches.
Coaches. Oh, a lot of coaches.
This time I work with 3 producers. So they're pretty. They have high standards, and as do I. But then they'll be very strict with me with my pronunciation. So 我被念好多次。
是哦。
Yeah.
OK， 可是音乐上面就是音乐上面有音乐上面的 coach， 然后这个发音有发音上面的 coach， 会这样子吗？还是就完全
Yeah. 我发现在华语市场那个录音室的方法就是有制作人，然后也有配唱人。
哦，是哈。
Yeah, sometimes it goes this way. 有时候 sometimes it's necessary, sometimes it's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you like I said, co-wrote that song, right? Wonderland.
Wonderland, yeah.
And that's one of, I think, 2 tracks that you co-wrote on this album.
Yeah, this time, I wrote lyrics and co-wrote with my music producer, Will Peng.
Yeah, Will Peng, yeah. So how do you guys do it together? I mean, did you come up with something first, throw it at him, and then he comes back with you, or you do it?
Yeah. I don't really play any musical instruments. I should, but usually the way I write songs, I first hum the melodies, 旋律,
Okay.
and then I write the lyrics in English, and then I present my really rough demo to whoever I feel like who can help me. And in this case is Will.
Right.
And I share with him my vision for the song, and I said, "Could you please help me?" Yeah.
It's a very
That's
interesting
how.
process, right? I mean, it's delicate, but yet you have a lot of anticipation as well. But then there's frustrations too.
Absolutely.
That are just all combined into one.
Yeah, but then when
music.
you find the right emotions to a song, it's very. You feel good about it.
Right.
成就感.
Yes. And that's the first stage of your 成就感. I'm always amazed by people who come up with anything in the performing arts sector, I would say. But for music, for us, DJs, we're always exposed with music here. I mean, some may say, oh, this is just writing, there's only 7 notes. What's so hard about it? But no, I mean, think about it. You create something from nothing.
I know. And
it doesn't exist. And then you're creating a melody that... Again, your first accomplishment comes from actually finishing the product, but then later on, when it blossoms and it becomes a classic, let's say,
and then it becomes a hit song,
and then a classic.
$1 million.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, wow, I created this thing from nothing. you know?
Yeah, you surprise yourself.
Yeah. I'm sure.
Definitely.
And I can see the joy of you explaining that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I taste this goodness and I want to continue in it. Yeah.
Very good. Olivia Ong is going to be here for the entire hour. We do have to take a short break right now. We have our entertainment report with Eric Gao coming up next. More music, and we'll be playing the Mandarin hits from this album for sure coming up after the break. So stick around, and maybe we'll even open up the phone lines 8522-8282 if you don't mind, to talk to anyone who wants to talk to you.
Okay.
All right. Stay tuned. This is ICRT FM 100.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Eric Gao, the ICRT Entertainment Report. Lindsay Lohan, she's heading to a new rehab facility. A judge has given the go-ahead for her to leave the Betty Ford Center and instead head to a place called Cliffside in Malibu. Lindsay has reportedly finished her course of treatment at Betty Ford, and she's going to complete the 90-day rehab stint at Cliffside. However, another report claims that she's jumping ship because she's had several problems at the current location. While we don't have details, it could have something to do with her Adderall addiction, which Betty Ford wanted to wean her off of, but she said that she needs it to deal with her alleged ADHD. Now, turning to another troubled young celebrity, it turns out that Justin Bieber was telling the truth about the recent speeding incident. Police have looked at video footage obtained by JB's security team, and they confirmed that it was not Justin behind the wheel when his Ferrari allegedly tore through his residential neighborhood. Actually, the video proved that it was indeed Tyler, the creator, as he had earlier claimed. Justin had been following on a motorcycle. Now, Justin was behind the wheel when basketball player Keyshawn Johnson caught up to him because he had to switch places with Tyler to do a tricky bit of pulling into his driveway. Police sources say it is now highly unlikely that anyone is going to be charged in this case. In movie news, 2 Marvel films have been announced, but not revealed, if that makes any sense. Disney, who, if you will now recall, own Marvel, they say that one movie is going to be released in May of 2016, another one in May of 2017, but they did not say specifically which heroes or teams are going to be involved. The same press release did announce the official name for the Muppets sequel, which is now called Muppets Most Wanted. Meanwhile, Planes, which isn't even out yet, it's going to be getting a sequel in the form of Planes, Fire, and Rescue. And finally, in a bit of a brighter side of entertainment news, maybe, young Max Page is doing a lot of good. For those of you who don't know, Max Page, he's just 8. He's the kid in that Darth Vader suit from the Volkswagen commercial during the Super Bowl. Was it last year? He had life-saving open heart surgery since then, and after his recovery, he's been raising money for charity. His mom says he's acting as a junior ambassador for the hospital where the operation was performed. So he's, helping out, raising funds and cheering up other kids. He's already gathered over $50,000 for people who can't afford healthcare. So good on you. That's the ICRT Entertainment Report. I'm Eric Gao.
Oh, wait, that's the little kid in that commercial,
Right.
That can kickstart a car like with his force.
Right. With his force powers. Yes.
Yeah, I think that was from last year, or maybe it's 2 years ago. I don't remember.
It wasn't this year.
Yeah,
Definitely. It was from before.
Yeah, it's got to be last year. All right. We have Olivia Ong in the studio. Say hello.
Hello.
Hi.
The weekend is here. Are you going to catch up on some movies now?
Yes.
You will?
I will.
What's the first one on your plate?
At least one movie.
Which one is
Number
your
6.
Fast and Furious. You oughta. I just saw Ron yesterday, and I told him he needs to watch it. And I thought you and him would be the first two to rush to the theaters. But okay. Anyways, Olivia, have you seen any movies lately?
Gatsby. That's the...
The Great Gatsby.
The Great Gatsby.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, I think he's an awesome actor.
I heard it's just magnificent. And did you watch it in 3D?
I did not.
Okay. I never understood why that movie was done in 3D, but they say...
I think it's just something they do now.
The set is beautiful.
Just 3D everything.
Yeah.
It's what they do.
That's the future. IMAX is the future.
Oh.
I think.
Look, she's a spokesperson for this.
Predict.
Have they done any
future.
3D horror films?
The last Saw, wasn't that in 3D?
Was it? See, now that I can understand. Right in your face. I
think there has been.
Yeah, there should be, and that should be a standard.
Well, does Resident Evil count? No, that doesn't count.
That it is half. Yeah.
One of those was
Right.
3D. Yeah.
Yeah, you watch that for Mila Jovovich.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, so we'll be talking to Olivia, who was recently in a micro movie, weren't you?
I went to Israel last year to film this micro movie.
Yeah, and she dedicated her first kiss on the screen during that movie. We're going to ask more about that, okay?
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, stay tuned. We got her music coming up. And Eric, you have a great weekend.
You too.
Your worldwide radio.
Welcome back to the musical part of the program. This is The Jam on ICRT. I'm Joseph Lin, and this is Olivia Ong with Den Den, the title track, Waiting on ICRT.
让眼泪等一等，看会不会变笑容，让情话等一等，也许更像承诺，最美的梦先不要做，最爱的先别爱我，痛快太快也需要等等，猜不痛，陪我灵魂等一等我，陪美丽等一等哀愁，陪心话想清楚再点火，陪纯白等一等鲜红，陪甜蜜等一等寂寞，等一等才会懂在等什么。让笑声等一等，那些真正的快乐，让承诺等一等，传说中的永恒，最渴望的先别给我，最动听的先别说，痛快会痛，不如再等等，确定不会弄错，陪我灵魂等一等我，陪美丽等一等哀愁，陪心话想清楚再点火，陪纯白等一等鲜红，陪甜蜜等一等寂寞，等一等才会懂在等什么。让结果停下来，等等那些飞舞的如果，让你我别认错，你和我。陪我灵魂等一等我，陪美丽等一等哀愁，陪心话想清楚再点火，陪纯白等一等鲜红，陪甜蜜等一等寂寞，等一等才会懂等什么。
FM 100 ICRT. This would, I guess, be the title track of her latest album, Dun Dun. Waiting here on The Jam, and Olivia's with us, of course. I have to tell you, during the break, we're talking about how well known she is, and she's very humble about it. 还不够有名. No, I mean your name, Olivia Ong.
Because you were talking about paparazzi, and then right? And then if anyone's following me, so I was like, no, because I'm not famous enough. Not yet.
Maybe you just don't know they're following you, You you have the professional paparazzis that are.
Maybe they're saving the pictures for the future.
Yes, exactly. They do that all the time.
Scary.
You gotta be careful. But I just wanted to say that, whenever someone says the name Olivia, not necessarily referring to you, but Olivia Ong comes to most people's mind first when they say the word Olivia. You've made a name out of yourself. It's kind of like.
Wow, I did?
You did. Like, oh, your name is, like you meet someone, right? At a restaurant or a friend's friend, and then you're like, oh, what's your name, Olivia? Oh, you mean like Olivia Ong Olivia? Yeah. Like that type of thing. Or, oh, yeah, same name as Olivia. Ong. Yeah. Because a lot of, at least with my group of friends.
That's nice to know.
So it's very synonymous to like when you say Madonna, right? People know Madonna as Madonna. And when you say my name is Madonna, people are like, really?
Iconic.
It's very good that you have created that. Looking back at your career, this is it's been quite an interesting journey for you. Where do you say was your turning point now that you look back at it?
Turning point? I don't really know how to define what a turning point is. But for me, I feel like what's most important is that having lived here in Taipei for about 3 years now, I found a group of friends. We share similar interests, and we can talk about anything under the sun. And that's how I actually built my confidence, and that's how I got exposed to different kinds of music. That's how I got creative ideas for this album, wanting to do something different. And yeah.
So over the last 3 years, you feel very established here in Taiwan now.
I feel like I'm still establishing myself, honestly speaking.
Okay.
I don't think I'm there yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's always to have that goal to reach.
Yeah.
That, okay, there's more to come, or there's more that I want to do.
That's why it's so exciting, the future.
Right. But I didn't know, because I was talking to Olivia off the air again a few minutes ago. I didn't know that you actually kind of base yourself here in Taiwan a lot more than in Singapore, although you do go back quite often, I'm sure.
Yeah, I have an alien resident card now.
Oh, okay. You're one of those ARC holders, right?
Time to celebrate.
But like you just explained, this is kind of, when I say turning point, I mean, there could be a lot of different turning points, in your career. But at least this time there's a more sense of belonging here, I guess, and you have,
I feel healthier. I feel like I have a healthier outlook on life compared to the past. Like how the way my attitude towards my passion, my career, and what it means to me. I think it takes a lot of reflection to do that. Yeah.
Indeed. We got a lot of great tracks on this album. I want to get to as many as possible. I know that you guys are pushing for these first two tracks right here. Dun Dun is one, and then there's this one called 爱够了. Which, by
Love
the way,
enough.
yeah, you do have translations here, which we thank you for. Love enough. Oh, 爱够了. That's it. It's about time to move on.
Yeah, it's
Carries that
about,
theme?
you're trying to get over a broken relationship.
So let's hear this first, and then after this, I would like to play a couple of my personal favorites from the album too. Speaking to Olivia Ong all hour long right here on this Friday evening. I hope you're enjoying it. This one again is called 爱够了, Love Enough on FM 100 ICRT.
如果累了就在这放下吧，这个梦境也许太美了，做不下。如果愿意拥抱了就散吧，留着温度到以后还可以取暖，也许会有一点寂寞，也别对自己太过苛求。我们也是真的爱够了，对吧？是曾经快乐的将彼此融化，只可惜连悲伤也都值得收藏，而幸福却只那么一闪，无法留在身旁。像着了魔法，眼泪会把好和坏的一起升华。 唱了唱的让一切蒸发，也许却忘了一直想要找的答案，只是会有一点难过，不需对自己太过苛求，我们算是真的爱过的对吧，也曾经任快乐将彼此融化，连卑微的悲伤也都值得收藏，而幸福却是那么一闪，无法留在身旁。是真的还疯狂爱着的对吧？是真的还浓烈的像是惩罚，连分手的悲伤也都值得品尝，可惜呀，这最后的幸福只能留在心上。
FM 100 ICRT. I hope you're feeling a different side of Olivia this time around, as she just released a full Mandarin album called Din Din. That's a second track from it called Ai Gola, Love Enough, right here on ICRT FM 100. By the way, if you check out our webcam, which you could, at www.icrt.com.tw, the beautiful and talented Olivia Ong is right in front of our camera with sort of a new look. I want to talk about this a little bit. Your hairstyle is a little different this time, all straight and sexy. And what's this is tea color? What is this color called?
Tea color. Yeah. It's green ash tone.
Right.
It's not green, but the tone
No.
itself is green.
Exactly.
And it's you can call it tea.
Tea color, right?
Yeah.
Wow. I feel
Suits me.
I like to have a hot cup of tea right now.
Yeah. Why not?
This is a good look on you. Looking
Thank
very
you.
vibrant and everything.
Thank you.
Yeah. Are you into fashion a lot or no?
Am I into fashion?
Well, we'll find out a little bit more about Olivia right here. I'm gonna try to ask all the questions that you guys might want to ask.
I enjoy fashion as long as it looks good. Yeah. I like to try out different stuff. But
about-
I'm into the 90s
Are you?
look. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. You're a 90s chick.
I kind of like the clean lines in the 90s.
Ah,
It's like chic, clean, but still there's a bit of attitude to that.
right?
Yeah, I like that. It's
Yeah.
subtle, but it's there.
Yeah. You do have that with this look.
Thank you.
You know what? You're going to love this song called, because we were just talking about music off the air too, exchanging, bands and musicians that you know about. There's this hip hop group called The Foreign Exchange. You just
Yeah.
introduced the song to me, sounding good. I'm going to try to dig into more into their music.
Nice.
But there's also this other they're more known as an electronic group, but their song is not really. It's kind of like a rock hip hop song. It's called I Love It by Icona Pop. Have you heard of?
No, I haven't.
Okay. And they talk about, being a 90s chick too in that song.
So she's from the. It's a he.
It's a she. The group, I think it's a DJ group. So the
Oh.
DJ group is a bunch of guys, a couple of guys.
Right.
And then the female, the vocalist is
Right.
female.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how it works. But it's not really an electronic song. Check it out. It's called I Love It. Just I Love It. And it's by Icona Pop, spelled Icon, ACON with an A. So Icona Pop.
Okay.
Yeah, it's something that I think that's got some attitude. Like, this is
All right.
exactly how you described, the 90s look.
Style.
Yeah. But what do you think you spend your money most on then?
Oh gosh, I don't know if I should reveal this on air.
Oh, no.
I guess a bunch of
What
stuff.
kind of illegal activities have you been doing?
I can't divulge.
You can't, huh?
I can't. So I'm British. I can't divulge.
You do it pretty well. Where'd you pick up your British accent? Singapore doesn't sport a British accent, do they?
We follow the British English.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like we
I
say
never realized
rubber,
that.
but you guys say eraser.
All right.
We say rubber.
Oh, really?
Pants, trousers,
Okay.
rubbish, trash.
Right. A bloke? That type of thing?
Yeah. Yeah. We're a mix. Singaporeans are a mix.
Okay. So it's okay in Singapore to say, do you have a rubber on you? Because that totally means a different thing
Okay.
in American English.
I get you, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
but in
yeah,
Singapore, it'd be
yeah.
all right. Hey, guy, you got a rubber on you? Can I borrow your rubber? Be like, what?
Oh, gosh.
No, what are you doing? Get away from me.
Gosh, okay.
Anyways, I promise that if people wanted to talk to you, they could. Maybe you have safer questions for Olivia right here. 8522-8282. That's 8522-8282. Time is flying by quick. We only have 8 minutes left in the show here. Okay, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, I want to play this song called Be Yourself. Although in Chinese it's called 不化妆舞会. 不化妆就是 be yourself. 就是这样子的意思. Okay, coming up next here on ICRT. FM 100. Welcome back to the show. Be yourself right here. 不化妆舞会. Personally, I love this song a lot.
Thank you. Me too.
You do too, huh?
Yes.
Because, you know, first of all, it's kind of exotic in its own way.
Well, it's
The
like
instrumentation,
Latin and
yeah.
jazz and 交响乐 orchestral
对
arrangement.
都有
Yeah,
很
strings.
混合很多这种异国风味的一些音乐元素在里面。然后这首歌的这个 topic 我又很喜欢，不化妆舞会 Be yourself. I think when we're out here, you know, we always have a mask on. We're, you know, dealing with people with different masks on, and sometimes you're trying to figure out which mask really are you wearing right now.
Like, who are you?
Who are you?
Sometimes it's not that others, you know, don't allow us to be ourselves. Sometimes it's because we ourselves created the issue.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to be yourself. 不化妆舞会 just means masquerade.
That's right.
Take off that mask and just be true to yourself.
Exactly. But keep it in mind, you know, sometimes you do have to put a mask on when dealing with other issues and whatnot and people. But remember,
Wait.
there's yourself there, too.
Of course,
you know?
of course.
Yeah. Olivia actually is going to have a 签唱会 coming up on June 29th.
Correct. That's Saturday, 3 p.m. at 台北松山文创园区。
讲得很好，而且呢，这个 Olivia 比我还台北熟。我跟你讲，刚刚我说这个是不是在哪里啊？我有点忘记了。那是 like 呀大巨蛋后面那一块。
对，因为那边那个王志平老师
啊，
他常常去
OK
那个咖啡那个
那边弹
jam with his
Right,
friends，
right.
对，所以他有欢迎 ，yeah he invited me and a few of the artists to come down and
Right.
just chill out.
Okay. So again, that's the 29th in the afternoon?
In the afternoon, 3 o'clock.
Okay. 松山文创园区，大家呢可以这个带着 Olivia 的音乐，然后在那边欣赏 Olivia 跟她的音乐喽。6月29号礼拜六，也就是再过2个，不是这个礼拜六，也不是下个礼拜六，是下个礼拜六。
对。
All right. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
I
You
know
too.
You might have some time off, right?
Correct.
Okay. Good. And hope to see you around again soon.
Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. Olivia Ong once again here on FM 100. Stay tuned. English at 8 is up next. Bye-bye.